everyone. My name is Apurva Khemani and I'm here to present on the topic which is related to a solution to an IT problem. So let me first introduce you to the gorgeous ladies of my team. There is Ramneet, Mandeep and Tran. So they would be taking you on a journey after me, but let's begin with the problem first. So what's the problem in our hand is that there is a person who has recently joined a company and he's trying to make himself best in the company, but the issue is that he is employed on two different things. So the first thing is there is a project which he's handling, and the second thing is all the IT queries which come through the entire system, the entire organization come to him to be solved. So that creates a problem because he needs to divide his time between two things, which is really difficult. But then again, there are people who are actually texting him, mailing him, and there are little IT solutions which could be solved by easily. You can Google them or try to solve them yourselves instead of sending those to the IT guy. So here comes the problem in hand. So how does he prioritize and how does he solve this issue in order to make the best use out of his time within those 5 days in the company? So we all know that we work only for 8 hours a day, and if the person is spending more hours on something, then that's really bad for his own health. So we're trying to help him out here and provide a solution which best fits this problem. Let me begin with the negative effects of this problem. How does it impact negatively on him and on the system? So here is Mandeep. She will be taking you on the tour of the negative impacts of this problem. Over to
Thanks, Apurva. Now I would like to focus on my topic, which is the negative outcomes of the IT guy in the organization at any workplace. First one is the disturbance. Disturbance is very negative effect which is faced by IT guy. Due to this, he cannot concentrate on work. They can get annoyed very easily, asking again and again same things. Second one is the conflicts of communication, integration of employees from different cultural backgrounds and countries, same like us. In your workplace, so increase the number of chance of conflicts because some people are not well understood which is the problem is going on their laptops and in the system, and sometimes they are not well communicated with IT guy. Third one is the anxiety. Anxiety is the main issue, like main problem in many persons. As an IT guy, he can get more anxiety because some people ask again and again same silly questions like how to done the passwords, how to set the windows, like so many problems in the laptops. Asking again and again, he can get easily anxiety such as the headache, loss of interest and fatigue. Fourth one is the slow down the output or process, like same thing asking again and again to the IT guy, and some important processes are hold due to these processes and has to be slowed down. Some people have to wait tomorrow or next day, like next week. Fifth one is the unavailability in case of unplanned or sick leave. If IT guy go on a sick leave, then staff have to wait another week for their work and they will start maybe next week. Sixth one is the slow down the new employee onboarding process. When any new employee comes in the organization and he need ID, password and other stuff which is required to start the work, but IT guy is busy to handle the other problem, and these things might be affect on the slow down the new employees onboarding process. The last one is the some revenue impacting issues are not solved on time. Sometimes IT guy are very busy with other problems and he can't solve the important things on time, which impact on the business revenue, which is very important for every organization. Every worker and staff members are working for the business revenue, so these things might be handled on same time, like on correct time. Now,
Thank you so much, Mandeep, for taking us through the negative impacts of this problem. Now let's talk about the solution to this problem. When we talk about the solution, we have created we have thought about a few steps that could be taken. So the first step here is, if there are a few common problems which keep on occurring again and again, we need to create knowledge documentation for that. Now, what is a knowledge document? A knowledge document is basically a piece of document which states the problem on the heading and then provides the possible solutions 1, 2, 3 and 4 within the same document related to one particular problem. So there are a few problems which have been occurring so far, so they can just go back to the knowledge document and read about it and what are the possible solutions, and they can easily come up, solve their problems by themselves. So the thing is that the knowledge documentation is the first step when it comes to solving this problem. So those knowledge documents need to be created for each and every problem being faced by the people. Once we have a knowledge document repository, there comes the second step. That is basically software solution development. What is the software? It is called a ticketing system. So when a user faces a problem, he sends a mail, not a call, not a message, only a mail to the IT team. The mail automatically generates a ticket corresponding to the particular problem, which is the software being implemented, which is the ticketing system software. Once the ticket is generated, the software then goes into the knowledge document repository to search the issue. If they find a particular document related to that issue, they revert back to the mail, reply on the mail to the user that this is the knowledge document for your problem. This is how you can solve it. Try solving it. Once the user gets the document, they start implementing the solution. They might solve it, they might not solve it. So if they solve it, they close the ticket in the ticketing system. But if the user is unable to solve the problem, then what happens? Then the ticket remains active. Now comes the agile environment we are talking about. So the user is not actually the person who's creating the ticket. Now the user is the IT person who has recently joined the company, will now go on Monday and he will start reading or going through the tickets which have been generated. He will start analyzing the tickets, the time taken to solve those tickets, and then he will take out a bunch of 20 high priority tickets and decides to complete those by Friday. So that's a particular sprint we are talking about when it comes to agile. One sprint, 5 days. Monday he gets in, takes all the tickets which are there, prioritizes them, selects 20-25 of them, puts them for the whole week. That's the 5-day plan he has. Now what happens? He has a particular list of the tickets that needs to be addressed as soon as possible. And then what happens is he starts solving them for the 5 days, and then he can also concentrate on the other tasks which are pending on his name. So this way he has a list of the tasks he has to do, and it's not a haphazard thing. The second thing which we need to keep focus on is sometimes there are issues when there are revenue impacting tickets. The tickets which could destroy the business, they impact the business highly negatively. So those are the tickets which are called revenue impacting tickets. In case a person encounters such kind of an issue, they should not wait for the email and the ticketing system to work for them. They should give a call to the IT people. Pick up the phone, call them. You have the ticketing system with you. They have a priority list already set. If there is something which is revenue impacting, it will enter into the pool of this week's tasks, and one of the low priority tasks will be evicted. So this is how the system will work. But how is it agile, and what are the risks that has to be taken care of before we complete this entire project? So how we start with, the first thing which we start with is the agile methodology, which is how is it agile and what is agile, and everything about it will be explained by Ramneet. And I would now pass on the torch to Ramneet.
Thank you, Apurva. So, my name is Ramneet Kaur and I'm going to explain the Agile methodology. So, what is Agile methodology? Basically, Agile methodology is a process by which a team can manage a project by breaking it up into several stages and involving constant collaboration with stakeholders and continuous improvement and iteration at every stage. So basically, the agile methodology begins with clients describing how the end product will be used and what problem it will solve. So this clarifies the customer's expectations to our project team. Therefore, our team methodology will be based on the concept that trying to solve the problem whenever it comes in. So for that, our team is going to work on an iterative solution to the problem. Since there is only one person in our IT team, so he is solely responsible for all the issues being raised or all the issues which are coming through. But in our case, in case of our solution, basically each sprint would be of 5 days period. On every Monday, there would be a priority list of actions decided, and there would be a lock-in period of 5 days, which is till Friday, so Monday to Friday. So basically, the list of actions or tasks to be completed will not change after Monday, unless, but there is an exception for that, and which is unless it is a revenue impacting problem, which is quite obvious thing. So as Apurva has already mentioned, so basically this methodology is based on the current issues of our customers, which our customers are facing right now. Whenever a customer is facing some issue, he can email our team, or our team is getting that email, and then the email is then connected with the ticket generating system, and as a consequence the problem is being addressed by our team according to the importance of the task in that priority list which we are going to make on every Mondays. So basically our agile methodology the agile methodology which our team is going to use is called Scrum methodology. The Scrum methodology, I would like to explain over here a little bit about that as well. So just to give a thorough analysis of Scrum methodology, what is that? So basically the Scrum methodology is where a small team is led by a Scrum Master. So who is Scrum Master? Scrum Master is whose main job is to clear away all the obstacles or all the problems which are coming in between the work, so that we can complete the work. So as I already explained earlier, in this methodology, work is done in short cycles. In our case, which is Monday to Friday, or we can say every week, so that is our sprint thing. So we are working in a short cycle to address the problems, and as a result we are going to face that problem and need to tackle that problem. So basically all about the agile methodology our team is going to use to address the problem. So that's all about the methodology. So now my teammate Trang is going to talk about the risk assessment plan.
Now I'm going to talk about the risks could happen in an Agile system and the solutions we suggested to deal with them. Firstly, I like to look to what is risk. A risk is a potential problem. It could be an activity or an event that may compromise the success of a solution developed. There are two main risks are related to an Agile system. The first thing is if a higher priority task is revenue impacting comes in the way. This problem can be seen as a priority change. The strategy could be mitigate the risk is that it's important to make sure if it is a task which is revenue impacting. It could be given a higher priority and be addressed first. It means one of the lower priority tasks could be dropped out the list of the week. The second risk could be seen as a non-availability of IT or a personnel risk. Can happen is that if the IT guy is on leave or if the situation raised after hours. Because now we have only one person has responsible for the IT issue solving. Personnel risk can cause delays or errors or miscommunication. Our strategy to deal with these cases could be the following steps. Step 1. Contact the delegate person if it's a revenue impact task. This situation can be seen as a raising of a high priority issue, so the delegate person must involve to give a solution as soon as possible. Step 2. Go through the knowledge document and try to solve it by yourself. If this is an operating issue and the instruction has provided the ideas to solve it. Step 3. Wait for the IT member to get back to you. And step 4 is do not panic.
Thank you so much, Ramneet and Tran. That was really insightful. I hope we have tried to solve the problem and pick out all the nicks and pieces and try to produce a result which would be viable and also implementable in terms of IT and software teams. So thank you so much for watching this video. It was a really interesting task to be done. Thank you, Sean, for giving us an opportunity to produce this kind of work. And if you have any questions, please feel free to text us, to message us. We are all present in the class. All right. Thank you so much. See ya.